Steven Gerrard didn't want Rangers' exit for Aston Villa and was kicked out, claims Dave King. Ali McCoist reacts to what Alan Brazil has just been told about Rangers. Brilliant. Maurice Ross shares blunt response over what Kris Boyd has said about Rangers Celtic. Star Clement would love to have signed for Rangers Net's wonderful Champions League goal in Euro opener. Dave King challenges Rangers board to high-stakes EGM vote and makes £50 million investment revelation. At the end, after all the controversies, I want to know your opinion on these news stories, so let's go. We are the people. Dave King's recent claim that Steven Gerrard didn't want to leave Rangers for Aston Villa and was effectively kicked out has sparked a lot of discussion. King, the former Rangers chairman, insists that Gerrard was happy at Rangers, keen to defend the title, and had even extended his contract at his own request. Despite rumors that Gerrard was lured back to the Premier League by Aston Villa's interest, King argues that it wasn't the timing Gerrard had wanted for his exit. According to King, Gerrard had ambitions to stay longer at Rangers, defend the Scottish Premiership title, and enjoy another European run. He felt Rangers were the perfect platform for Gerrard to gain valuable experience before moving back to England at a later stage. But King claims circumstances beyond Gerrard's control pushed him out, leading to a departure that ultimately set Rangers back, especially as Gerrard took his entire backroom team with him. The club's regression post-Gerrard is something King finds disturbing, as he believes the ethos and standards Gerrard set started to erode after his departure. King is critical of the club's current state, claiming there's been mismanagement since Title 55, and feels the value and trajectory of the club have declined dramatically. Gerrard, for his part, had hinted at frustrations before his departure. In the months leading up to his exit, he expressed disappointment over the lack of financial backing from the board, particularly in the transfer market. He emphasized that, to compete at the highest levels in Europe, Rangers needed to spend big, something that hadn't happened in his final transfer windows. Gerrard's words about wanting to go again after winning the title suggest he wanted more backing to build on that success, but it didn't materialize. Gerrard's infamous "Do I look happy?" interview and comments about penny pinching from the board also give some weight to King's claims. However, after he moved to Villa, Gerrard described the process as crazy and very quick, stating that the opportunity to manage in the Premier League was too big to pass up. It's possible that both narratives hold some truth. Gerrard may have wanted to stay longer and build something more at Rangers, but couldn't resist Villa's pull when the financial backing at Rangers wasn't forthcoming. Regardless, the departure marked a significant moment for Rangers, and the club has struggled to find the same momentum since. Ali McCoist's reaction to Rangers facing Tottenham and Manchester United in the Europa League is classic Ali, equal parts joy and fear. On TalkSport, McCoist admitted he'd be watching the games from behind the couch, given how things are going at Rangers right now. While the matchups are undeniably exciting, especially with Ange Postecoglou making a return to Glasgow, McCoist's nervousness reflects the shaky form Rangers have shown this season under Philippe Clement. With Rangers currently sitting third in the Scottish Premiership, it's fair to say the team isn't firing on all cylinders. The recent 3-0 loss to Celtic and the draw against Hearts show that there are still big issues to be ironed out, and taking on two English giants in European competition could be a massive challenge unless things improve drastically. McCoist's mix of excitement and concern seems to sum up the general feeling around Rangers at the moment. While the 1-0 win against Dundee United offered a glimmer of hope, the squad is looking thin, with key players like Danilo and Rabbi Matondo sidelined. McCoist knows these games will be a tough ask for Rangers in their current state. Facing the likes of Tottenham and Manchester United in Europe is a huge opportunity, but it could also expose just how far off the pace Rangers are right now if they don't manage to turn things around quickly. Maurice Ross gave a pretty blunt response to Kris Boyd's claim that Rangers and Celtic should be worried about Tony Bloom's potential £10 million investment in Hearts. With a simple zzz on social media, Ross clearly isn't losing any sleep over the news. But Boyd's point shouldn't be dismissed so easily, as Bloom's track record at Brighton Hove Albion could be a game-changer for Hearts, and, by extension, Scottish football. Boyd reckons Bloom's analytical approach to player recruitment and his financial backing could allow Hearts to challenge Rangers and Celtic more seriously. Brighton's ability to unearth bargains and flip them for huge profits, like Moises Caicedo's move to Chelsea for £110 million after joining for just £4 million, shows the kind of impact this model can have. For a club like Hearts, an influx of cash combined with smart recruitment could significantly narrow the gap at the top of the Premiership. Rangers, meanwhile, are struggling to keep pace financially, having had to scrape together every penny this summer. The lack of shrewdness in their transfer dealings compared to clubs like Brighton is glaring, and Boyd's point is that Rangers should be adopting a similar model if they're serious about keeping up with Celtic, and potentially a rejuvenated Hearts. Ross may not be worried, but the reality is that if Bloom's investment comes through and Hearts start recruiting more effectively, the competition could heat up significantly in Scotland. Rangers can't afford to be complacent, especially when the financial gulf between them and Celtic is already so wide. Adding a savvy, well-backed Hearts into the mix could make things a lot tougher for Rangers in the years to come. Abdallah Sima, the player Rangers boss Philippe Clement had been eager to bring back to Rangers, has kicked off his Champions League campaign in style after sealing a move to Brest in League One. Sima was a standout performer for Rangers during his loan spell from Brighton in the 2023-24 season, netting 16 goals and contributing 2 assists despite battling injury issues. His impressive form left Clement keen to re-sign him for the new season, but a deal couldn't be reached. Instead, Sima made the switch to Brest, who are competing in this season's revamped Champions League, and what a start he's had. In their opening match against Sturm Graz, Sima scored a stunning winner to secure a 2-1 victory. His goal, a brilliant piece of control and a low finish into the bottom corner, was praised as wonderful by TNT Sports, and he was named player of the match for his efforts. Clement has been open about how much he wanted Sima back at Rangers, calling him like one of my sons, and emphasizing how much Sima loved the club, his teammates, and his role in the team last season. But as Clement pointed out, Brighton held the cards, and money ultimately made the difference in the winger's move to France instead of a return to Glasgow. Sima's form in Europe will no doubt have Rangers fans wondering what could have been, especially as the club looks to strengthen in key areas this season. With Sima lighting up the Champions League, it's a reminder of the talent Rangers had and how tough it can be to hold on to such quality when bigger clubs are involved. Dave King has thrown down the gauntlet to the Rangers board, calling for an extraordinary general meeting, EGM, to let the supporters decide who should lead the club. King, who has previously chaired the Rangers side, wants to return to the helm after John Bennett stepped down due to health reasons. He's openly critical of the current board, accusing them of mismanagement that's left the club struggling off the field, and claims that the board members are more interested in the prestige of the role than in doing any real work to improve Rangers' fortunes. In his bold challenge, King is proposing that neither he nor any existing board members, including John Bennett and George Leatham, should be allowed to vote at the EGM. He believes this would give the supporters a genuine say in who runs their club, something he feels has been missing for too long. King made it clear that he's willing to lead Rangers for 2 years and bring in the necessary investment to stabilize and grow the club. King estimates that Rangers need at least £50 million to meet their short to medium-term goals, but he's adamant that this kind of investment won't come under the current board structure. He's calling for a wider and wealthier pool of investors to help the club compete at a higher level and modernize its approach to football. Without a change in leadership and financial backing, King fears that Celtic will continue their dominance, cruising towards titles 55, 56, and 57. His comments about Rangers sleepwalking while Celtic continue to extend their lead will no doubt resonate with supporters who are frustrated by the club's current trajectory. King's call for an EGM puts the future of Rangers squarely in the hands of the fans. If the board agrees to the challenge, it could mark a turning point in how the club is run. Leave your thoughts on each of the news stories in the comments below. Hit that like button on the video, and if you missed yesterday's video, it's packed with bombshells too. I'll leave the link at the end for you to check out. Don't forget to comment what you think over there. Thanks.